Tom, we need to talk. You know, I've been looking at the copy that you guys have been filing lately. I mean, it's just sloppy. There's typos, there's grammatical errors. We got to clean this up.
Well, what do you expect? It's just like the Packers line with the injuries and the fact that guys are trying to do other people's jobs. Now no one does their job. We've lost so many people around here with the way the industry's going. Heck, Pete's doing all the collating around here now. Rob's got a paper route. You can't expect us to produce under these kind of conditions.
Tom, I don't want to hear excuses. This is about accountability. Tryouts are over.
All right, whatever. Can I go finish my story now?
One more thing. Our house is messy right now, Tom.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Insiders. I'm Tom Pelissero. He's Mike Vandermause. Mike, you've avoided the show for the first 5 weeks of the season here. You're finally getting on. What's kept you away?
Well, contract negotiations, Tom. I was holding out for a little bit more money. You finally came through, so here I am.
I figured you just got rejected and decided to sign your minimum tender offer, no?
No, that wasn't the case.
Okay, Mike, at this point, Coach Mike McCarthy has talked this week about the fact that guys were trying to do too much last week, and the film did show that. The fact that guys were getting out of their gaps, they were allowing things to happen because they are looking and they're conscious of the fact that they've got a lot of injuries on this team. They've got to step up and make plays. But 3 straight losses, the injury outlook isn't clearing anytime soon. Can they pull out of this tailspin?
I have serious doubts about whether they can. I mean, obviously the injuries, as you mentioned, can't be used as an excuse. You've got to play with the players that you have. The players they have right now may not give them the horses that they need to make the playoffs. They're looking at a really tough stretch here in the next month. They've got 3 road games. They've got a home game against Indianapolis. Doesn't look good right now. Now, that isn't to say somehow miraculously they couldn't pull out of this tailspin, but you know, how many times do we have to hear week after week, and we've heard it now for the last 3 weeks, you know, we've got to execute better, we've got to clean up our mess, we've got to correct our mistakes, and they keep saying that, and they're not doing anything about it on the field, and that is a disturbing trend, and it makes you wonder, maybe they just don't have the talent to get it done.
Now, after that 2-0 start that the Packers had, and after what now, in retrospect, looks like a pretty strong performance against Dallas based on how they've played these next 2 weeks against inferior opponents, you wrote positive articles about Mike McCarthy, calling him one of the underrated coaches in the NFL, about Aaron Rodgers and the fact that you saw the signs that he could be a leader for this team even in the loss to Dallas. Those have to be the 2 guys who kind of pull this thing together if they are going to get out of this. Do you still feel that way after this 3-game losing streak?
Well, I'd have to say Rodgers certainly is not their problem unless he can start defending against the run on defense. You know, that's really where their problem lies. I think Rodgers has played remarkably well. And you're right. If he can continue to play at a high level and avoid some of those critical mistakes, he has had an interception or 2, you know, in critical times that have hurt them. But overall, I think he's played quite well. He showed he can play, you know, when he's injured. So he's a guy that probably is part of the solution. He's not part of the problem. As far as McCarthy goes, I think this will be the biggest test of his coaching tenure here to date. 3 losses in a row. He's never had more than that in Green Bay, and let's see if he can right the ship. It's not going to be an easy task, but if anybody can do it, I still think he is one of the better coaches in the league, and he could probably pull it off if anybody can.
Either way, we'll be back next week to discuss whatever it is that happens at Seattle. For Mike, I'm Tom. We will see you next week.
Hey, Tom, when you got a second, can you come down? I stepped on something on my route. And bring your shovel.